fine. But my husband, Eric Alexander, he and I, we've been together 15 years, and he started along with me on this journey before my great uncle. And since he's here with me, I'd like for him to give you his perspective on how the family has taken it.
Oh, that would be an honor.
Okay, great. Hold on one second. So what do you think about it?
Hello?
Hey, Brother Eric, how you doing, man?
I'm doing
We WeRECTED News and Radio. It's an honor to have you.
Okay, thanks for having me, man. Yeah, well, I'm more than privileged to be, just married into the family for, I'm like, okay, I look at things like, look at what I do every day. Okay, I go around, I do music and everything, and other people build houses. I got paint companies and everything, a seasoning company. But I'm like, Charmeal, you are related to a hero.
Right.
A hero? I'm like, this is like being some kind of Superman to me. You know? And it's like I just want the world to know that on that land right there in Charmeal Park, in that same river, that mighty, mighty Mississippi, it's always been about saving. Even with the Underground Railroad, for those who are familiar with that, and that's where they jumped on the boat and went upstream at. And it's like Charmeal just the greatest, and just for us to get to have so much done, to get so much done within that little bit of time, that was, I'm really applaud by that.
Well, Brother Eric, I know you said you was a musician. I was wondering, the story of Tom Lee, the Superman, did it inspire you to write any works or compositions or suites?
Yeah,
by Tom Lee?
I did a lot of jotting. I haven't composed the final work yet, and arranged the song yet, because it's so intimidating to write about, because you don't want to leave nothing out, and you don't want to, forget about nothing, or leave nothing, like I said, leave nothing out of it. But I believe in this new year, I'm just going to step out there on the limb and just go ahead and write it, because how can you mess that situation up?
Right.
The work has been done. Now, I was about to say the damage, but it ain't no damage. The saving has been done. And I just look at how, out of the 32 people that he saved, how many different families came from them 32 people that was saved, and I'm like, prosperous people, like Overton Park, Sherwin Flower and Dixon Gallery, Pendleton. There's a lot of people that was involved and that he really touched. And I just would have loved to be that type of person, that told me to know that I even had a job on the river when I didn't know how to swim. And then I even went to risk my life with people that's panicking and everything, and then came out of and just fell to myself on home. And they had to make them come back to the site to where it took place at.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He was like, okay, it's fine. Go ahead.
But you think a person is born with that type of courage? I mean, what? You think you can learn that, or is it something that you got to be born with?
You got to be born with. You got to be handpicked to be able to do that, because take that same situation and put people in that situation. I don't know too many people who gonna touch people in 1925 who was white anyway.
Right, you a black person, Memphis, right?
You got to be hand selected by God. See that, and I'm like, then as I look at their family, her father, Herbert James Neely, now that's what he do. They multitask like that with environmental out there amongst people. They do so much for people. And I can see why they are related, and how Tom Lee is the relation to them, because they got that same mentality this day and time. With if it's her leading people the right way to file your taxes, or to buy a home, or to start an internet website, or whatever, she's always helping and saving people.
I guess it's all in the blood, then. It's in the bloodline.
In the bloodline. I told them they got a strong bloodline. Like I said, I come from a family of ministers, and Reverend R.L. Jones, my great-grandfather, but she come from a hero, a family of a hero bloodline. That's real strong. That's real strong.
I know you and Charmeal been married. Since Charmeal been married for 15 years, I want to congratulate y'all on that.
Wow, thank you.
Given these type of times, people that don't take the time to really invest in nothing that's real and substantive.
Right.
And go ahead, I'm sorry.
We went to Manor Lake Elementary together, and we've always been in some type of way all of our lives since I've been 7, 8, 9 years old maybe. I've seen her some type of way in my life, and just so happened God placed me with her, and I'm happily married.
See, I've been married longer than that, to be honest with you.
Okay. See, I can take some pointers from you to learn how to keep on pushing. So far, so good, and it don't look like no time of slowing down, no time soon.
So you was really familiar with the story before y'all really got married, correct? Or
I was familiar with Tom Lee park, just like the average Memphian, you know, just knowing. But once I got with her, and it took some time because it like she just had it hanging in my face, like, oh, look who I'm kin to. Look who was my great-great-uncle. Look what he did. It just, over the time, I'm like, wow, Tom Lee Park, you about to Tom Lee Park downtown? She's like, yeah. Like, get out of here, man. That's Tom Lee Park. He got to be a white man, Charmeal.
Right.
He on the river. They have the Memphis in May.
Right.
Over there. That's where the biggest barbecue contest in the world be held in his park. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that Tom Lee Park? She's like, yeah. I'm like, he white. He white. You know he white. At the foot of Beale Street. And then they gave him a name. Even, okay, the late great Martin Luther King even has a park in Memphis, but you know where it's located. Way around the corner, way right there. And I'm like, you know Tom Lee couldn't have been black. That's supposed to be Martin Luther King if that was the case. You know,
they got Confederate park, they got all these white people parks. A tribute to white heritage, so quote unquote.
Right.
And they have this guy in the middle of all that. It's amazing. It is.
And it is amazing. But then, if I would have knew that much about Tom Lee when I was a kid or younger, I would have probably held my head up a little bit higher in the presence of those, you know, of the prominent ones. I probably just like, okay, we ain't worth nothing. You see W.C. Handy statues and stuff, or the Confederate statues all down on the river and stuff.
Right.
But you never see. I wouldn't have thunk it. Like we say, who would have thunk that?
Right. I know she said the family been pushing for this for like almost 10 years. Were you very supportive, or you thought this was a lost cause? I mean, how do you feel about it first?
I was in
pushing for this.
I was in awe, but when I finally came to when the smoke finally cleared, I was like, wait, we got to stop everything else, so to speak, and push hard with this. I do my music, true enough, but I'm like, man, look, let's push this Tom Lee thing, because I feel more attached to that as a black man, as a man of Memphian, you know, a fellow Memphian. And it's like, hey, I want to see Memphis grow opposed to just seeing myself grow, because I done got a taste of the life before, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see Memphians as a whole just brighten up in the face, just brighten up the world as a whole, to just brighten up when they found out that Tom Lee game, because we hands-on, we be around some of the prominent people in this world.
Right.
And to rub elbows with the U.S. Engineer Corps and the Homeland Security guys and everybody, and it's like, man, hey, they flying me into Memphis. Hey, they talking about Tom Lee. I'm like, yeah, you know, that's strong.
I'll ask you this, you said if you knew about this guy when he was growing up, the significance of who Tom Lee was, especially as a black man, it could have made a difference as far as how you perceived yourself.
Yes.
Now, I want to know, like, you know, Memphis, to me, has this richness of particular black history.
Right.
But what can be done, I mean, to help, you know, young black men and black children in general learn about this story and take it to heart and be prideful?
Okay. What I think can be done is we can put it hands-on, have it available for them to know, put pictures up there so they can see, even for the ones that don't read or don't like to read. Mm-hmm. He'll give us a statue like we did with the statue. We wanted him to be depicted. We wanted to show the picture. And I think that if we can put it in the rest stops, in the rest areas, in the travel welcome centers, the welcome centers and all that, in Tennessee, all up and down Tennessee, Interstate 40, and go as far to go 55 and 61 and all the other interstates leading to the city of Memphis. And Tunica, put it down in Tunica, let them know what happened, because the Mississippi River run down in Tunica.
Right.
And if we do that, because people, we are everywhere. We are everywhere. People just don't blow their horn every time they pass, but black people are everywhere. Mm-hmm. You know how the world has been going as of late. And if they see hope, they would think hope. They would believe. They would have hope.
That's true, huh?
Yep, they would have hope. And if they know that, if Memphis know me, they know Mac E, the real Mac E. And if they know, wow, he's connected to that, because a lot of people always try to get, you know, around me and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, if they knew I was connected to that positive, you know, that part of my life, they'll come even quicker, because they can't stop and say, no, he's a street guy. You don't want to be around him. But now they say, oh, that's Tom Lee, descendants. He's married to them people. You know, he's in the family. And they'll be more eager to let them come out and listen to me speak, or listen to present what we do. And I'm just overwhelmed. I will do anything that it takes to make sure that people, you know, embrace it and know about it, at least know. Because I believe, you know, like the Bible says, you'll be held accountable for the knowledge that you don't share.
Right, because when people perish because of lack of knowledge, right?
Right.
I'm actually I know we talk about the music. I don't know, how can we listen to your music? I mean, you got a website or anything?
Yeah. And then the same Mackin for Millions at Yahoo is my email address. And yeah, you can go to YouTube and check out some of my work too.
Oh yeah, thank God for the internet, boy. They said the revolution won't be televised, but it will be online.
Yeah, it will be online. That's right. He said, like,